kiddos. Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of The Show with No Name on Vaughn Radio. Now, get ready for liftoff.
T-minus 10.
Come on.
9, 8, 7.
Blast
6,
off with me.
5, 4, 3,
2,
2,
1.
1, 0.
Go time.
Ignition.
Yes.
Liftoff. Liftoff.
Yeehaw! Get ready to learn and laugh. Here we go.
Get ready. Hold on to your strap on your seatbelt.
Yes.
Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your
And
hats.
get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no. It's show with no name time.
Yes.
On Vaughn Radio. It's a show with no name.
Come on.
Let's go.
Welcome, welcome, Show with No Namers. What an amazing show we've got for you today. And that's thanks to your fellow students. Wow. I think we broke a record. Batimos récord. We broke a record for the most amount of students to participate in our question of the week. So a big shout out to Alberto, Alfonso, Born to Iron Man, Cristina Chicago, Chris Valrol, Elena, Anix, Nudia, Juan Lu Chicago, Marisol, and Laura. What? Yeah. Wow. So many people participating, so many people actively trying to improve their English speaking. So thank you, and wow, excellent. That's why you guys sound better than the rest of Spain. I can say that with certainty. Certidumbre. I can say that with certainty that my students sound much better, not a little better, much better than the average non-native English speaker. Well, hey, I hear you. I hear you every week in the question of the week. And keep it up. Keep it up. Seguid así. It's awesome. Really. In fact, yesterday I was talking to a student, and she works at a huge international company. And she told me, Alberto, now I'm very, very aware, consciente, I'm very aware of everybody's English since I'm in classes and I'm learning. And she said, I don't want to say it, but most people don't sound that great. You know, and she wasn't trying. She's a very humble person. Empezando por ahí, es una persona súper humilde. And she said, but they don't sound like me. I'm like, well, that's the advantage there. That as you know, I'm an English teacher, but also communication is my thing. I love communication. I love the clear communication. Let's put it that way. And I love helping people become clearer communicators. So that is awesome news. And she said, yeah, Alberto, I hear ETs and I hear and she said, y yo no sueno así. I'm like, no, you don't sound like that. So folks, you are in the top percentile. I'm telling you right now, because I've heard it all. He oído todo, the gamut, right? From the students who, and hey, everybody's got to start somewhere, but really low level students who you're like, okay, ask me ask me what my name is. Y te dicen, hey, again, it's if you're a novice, that's where you're at. But you folks, not only do you know a lot of vocabulary, you know a lot of structures, you've mastered the language to a certain extent, but you sound great. And we all know that perception is so important. So it's not, as I say sometimes as well to my students, I say, you might make a mistake and say people is, right? Which is a very common mistake. But if you do it with confidence and the rest of what you're saying sounds great, they'll overlook that, right? Lo dicen, bueno, eso es un detalle. Realmente sonó genial. So that goes a long way. Remember, at any point in this show, when you hear something new, something strange, that's your cue, tu entrada, tu pie, to participate. And when I say participate, I mean aloud, en voz alta. So if I say the word, vamos a coger una palabra que la gente suele pronunciar mal, oven. Siempre oigo oven, lo entiendo porque hay una O, pero así no funciona el inglés. So the moment I say, oven, that's your cue to say it a few times hasta que te suene normal decir oven en vez de oven. All right? And well, those are, I would say throughout the show, there are at least 20 or 30 of those where we focus on the sound of something, not just, bueno, esto es el gerundio con lo otro, but where I say, cuidado, esto es más como una CH, esto es más como una E en vez de un I, right? So in the end, those are your moments. Those are the moments where you have to participate and you have to vocalize and repeat whatever we're looking at aloud. All right, let's kick off with our first challenge of the day. It's the Say What soundbite.
Say what?
Yes. Also, folks, mark your calendars. It's officially right around the corner. Our Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, hosted by Rob Grams and Andy Vaughn. It's on the 5th of May at 8 p.m. at the Toast Tap Room in Madrid. I hope to see you all there. Guess what? I'm officially going to be there. Well, yeah, I had to, as I told you, make arrangements, hacer arreglos, ¿no? Esto se usa mucho, to make arrangements. And I've made the necessary arrangements to be able to attend, not assist es ayudar, to attend the Vaughn Radio Trivia Night with Rob and Andy, two amazing friends of mine. And I hope you guys will join us. Right? Then your friends become my friends and we all become friends. And that's beautiful. And it's a great way to practice your English as well. If you're like me and you don't have a social life, no tienes vida social, well, it's your moment of the month to go out and let your hair down. Yeah, we say the same thing. Soltar el pelo. I remember I learned that one in Spanish from the G-Men. Los hombres G, right? Suéltate el pelo. I remember Super Pop. Oh, yeah. Remember, I'm always telling you guys, learn from the world around you. That means Super Pop. That means music. That means whatever, right? Everything can be a learning experience if you've got the right mindset. La mentalidad que hace falta. Also, folks, next week's question of the week, let me give it to you now so you have the weekend to think it through. Darle un par de vueltas. Are you a big spender or a big saver? Be honest. We're not going to judge you. No te vamos a juzgar. Some people just spend. My mom, for example. My mom and I, we agree on many, 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 many things. But on finances and, money management, we don't agree there. She's like, oh, it's only $500. It's on sale. And I'm like, yeah, well, you don't need it, though. So she's like the perfect consumer. I almost feel like sometimes she walks around with her wallet open, no, con la cartera abierta. Where can I spend money next? And me, I'm just thinking, let's see if I can not take out my wallet today. Let's see if I can keep my wallet in my pocket today and not spend any money. So, what about you? Are you somebody who cuts out coupons? Bueno, hoy en día no se recortan, pero when you go to the supermarket, do you know when things are on special? I can tell you right now, my nickname, mi apodo, is Grandma, Abuela. That's right, because every time I go to the supermarket, I check the receipt. We don't call it the ticket. We call it the receipt. And I'm like, yes, 15 euros que me devuelven o que me he ahorrado that I've saved. So I've got to say something. It's awesome. I like that. I feel like it's a little win. Talking about things that brighten your day when I'm like, wow, okay, cool. And usually by the end of the month, I usually get about 80 to 100 euros of free stuff. Yeah, that's from one supermarket. That's right. I don't want to say any names because I'm not getting paid to promote any supermarket, but I'm a very strategic shopper, as we would say. I'm very thrifty. I guess I got that from my grandma and grandpa, which is weird because my mom didn't get it from them. They're her parents. Son sus padres, right? They're her folks. Otra forma de decir padres, folks. They're her folks, but I guess it skipped a generation, right? Because I'm more like my grandparents. I'm like, wherever I can save, I will, you know? In fact, I told you many times now, I've stopped going to concerts. I love concerts. I love live music. I hate Ticketmaster. I hate monopolies. You catch my drift? I hate feeling like I've been ripped off. Timado. You see? So there I just say, okay, well, I like that band, but I don't have to see them live, especially for 200 euros a ticket. And again, 200 is the ticket. Then you have to get there. You take an Uber home. You have to have some dinner. You're going to have a beer or two. So you're talking about almost 500 euros that you can spend for one person. And hey, maybe you can. Maybe that's your budget. That is not my budget. So what about you? Do you are you a big spender, como decimos, or are you very thrifty? And of course, explain what you do in either case. As always, you can send that audio to me. You can record it on your phone, and then you can send it over to my email address, which is alonso at grupovon.com. And as always, we look forward to hearing from you. But just remember, since Friday is a holiday, next Friday is a holiday, we're going to be doing it on Thursday, okay? And yeah, it's Labor Day, Día del Trabajador, right? Puente de Mayo. So next Friday, we will not have a live show, but we will do the question of the week on Thursday. All right. So you've got the whole weekend. I don't want any excuses here. You've got the whole weekend to think it through. Right now, you've got 7 days, including today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 days, 6 days to send me the audio. And as always, we collectively look forward to hearing from you. And I think, again, this week we broke our record. I think there are 11 different people who sent us audio notes. Plus, we have all the other content to do as well. So let's kick things off with our Say What soundbite. As you know, this is where we hear a famous person speaking, and you guys have to tell me what this person is saying. Give me the context, what you caught. ¿Qué captaste? ¿Qué pillaste? And hopefully, before the end of the show, somebody will be able to give it to us word for word. Here we go. Here it is for the first time.
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
All right. So I'm going to play it for you again. But the last word, porque te voy a dar todo el audio, okay? But the last word that I want from you is end. So when he says the word end, muy fácil de acordar, ya no tenéis que darme más, okay? Pero más para darte el contexto, okay? So I'll play it for you again. You're going to get an extra listen today. And I'll play the whole thing, but solo quiero que me des el texto hasta la palabra end, donde lo acabo de cortar. All right, here it is.
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, you know, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in the world we can't see.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughn Town. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Come on. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, folks. This is your pop quiz. And as you know, the pop quiz is something that we take from one of the many materials that you can pick up at our online bookshop. It's called Vaughn Tienda. You can find it if you go to grupovaughn.com. Also, we've got bookshops in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, and Santander. So if you're interested in materials, if you're interested in courses, whatever you might be interested in, you can stop by our website, grupovaughn.com. That's right, grupovaughn.com. Or again, feel free to stop by in person. All right, well, today we're going to be listening to a little audio clip from my first book, my first baby, English Everywhere. And as you know, it's 40 different chapters where I take you to all different places: pharmacy, concerts, sightseeing, and many, many more. So it's practical English with little mini lessons along the way. So as always, I want you to listen carefully, and afterwards, I'll have a couple questions for you. Here goes. English Everywhere. All right, and another exciting episode. And yeah, we are moving through the book. Estamos moviéndonos a través de este libro. And I'm sure you guys are learning a lot. Y lo mejor es que lo que nos queda delante. So you've learned a lot and we're going to learn more. De eso va. Vamos a aprender muchísimo en este libro y no estamos ni a la mitad. So, guys, hang on for the ride porque esto va de bien a mejor. No sé si se dice así, but this is getting better every moment. And today we're going to talk about something that we need, something that we cannot live without. And I'm talking about technology. Yeah, we complain, oh, my internet's not working, my iPhone is frozen, my computer. We had a technical problem before right here in the studio. And I was like, son of a gun, rah, 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 rah. But we complain about it. We always criticize it, but we need it. And if you don't think we need it, then go live in the mountains and have no contact with anyone. Good luck. Suerte. We'll see how long you last. A ver cuánto duras así. Well, technology, like it, love it. It's here to stay. We cannot get away from technology. It's made our lives easier. It's made us lazier, más perezosos, ¿no? But it's here. Como decimos en inglés, it's here to stay. No se va a ningún lado. Technology. And they're always finding new ways to make our lives easier, more comfortable. And, soon, like everybody says, all these movies, Terminator, the computers are going to take over. And, and that'll be Armageddon. la batalla final, man versus machine. Bueno, flipo. Todavía estoy en el capítulo de películas. me quedé ahí. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a guy who's with us, and, he is an expert on technology because, it's what he studies. It's what he knows how to do. In fact, he solved our technical problem here in the studio. Tuvimos un problema con el audio antes, and he solved it. He worked it out. He figured it out. Lo averiguó. And está aquí para compartir este programa con nosotros. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Juanda. What's up, man?
Well, I'm here and I'm happy. I'm happy to help. And, you can always count on me.
You can count on me. Muy bueno que has dicho eso, porque mucha gente, you can count with me. Y eso es, okay, 1, 2, 3, contamos juntos, right? Contar conmigo, literalmente, in unison. But puedes contar conmigo, so you can count on me. Well, that's good to know. I think everybody needs an IT person in their life.
Sure.
Todo el mundo necesita alguien, un informático. Now, do we say...
Amigo informático.
Amigo. Now, pero do we say informatic in English? Or informatics, studio informática?
Mm-mm.
No, we don't say that. It's computer technology.
Or
It's
IT.
IT.
Information technology.
Information technology. Because it's not only technology now, but it's information we need to know how to control through technology. All right, well, Juanda, what is IT? Let's start right from square one, desde el principio. What is IT? And why couldn't a company survive now in this day and age without an IT department?
Well, IT is, I guess, everything related to the exchange electronically, normally, of information or any kind of data, really.
Right.
So, basically, when we say IT, we're talking about computers, but that's because that's our interface to the IT world.
Yeah, and to be able to save and store, almacenar, that information, you need, megabytes, gigabytes, and all this kind of stuff. Todas las palabras que yo no entiendo realmente. Los uso todos los días, pero yo no entiendo nada. And the internet and social media has brought about a totally new set of vocabulary words. We've got all this new vocabulary, Yeah. 10 years ago, if you said, she tweeted me, then era una pájara. She was a bird. Birds tweeted 10 years ago. But now you say the word tweet and you're not thinking about birds. You're thinking about a social network called Twitter. So let me ask you this, Juanda, could we go back? Have we passed the point of no return? Are we so reliant on technology that we couldn't live without it?
Definitely. And the thing is, we become dependent in a shorter amount of time.
Right.
Like in the 1950s, we probably wouldn't see ourselves without cars. And they've been around for 50 years. But now we probably wouldn't see ourselves without internet on our cell phones.
Yeah. Oh no. When I'm in another country and I'm not on, roaming, and I'm like, I need a Wi-Fi signal now.
And how long have we had internet on our cell phones? Probably 3 or 4 years.
Well, in the United States, a little bit. Yes.
No.
Really?
Not really.
I remember when
internet on cell phones advanced here before the States.
I remember having it like 10 years ago in the States. Like I was able to
send
emails and stuff.
You could have it, but
okay.
I mean,
where it's easy
how we have
and
it
user
now.
friendly. Yeah. How do you say user friendly in Spanish? ¿Cómo se dice user friendly?
Fácil de usar.
Yeah, es fácil de usar. User, que al final you want a web page, una página web that is user friendly. You want a phone. All right, user friendly. The Vaughn Radio app. The Vaughn Radio app is user friendly. And listen to that. That was a conversation from about 10 years ago. And since then, things have evolved or devolved, depending on your point of view. As I always say, your smartphone is making you dumb. You cualquiera, not you todos. All right, folks, we'll be right back with much more. So stick around. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. We were just listening to a little excerpt from English Everywhere, looking at technology. Oh, man. Love it or hate it. There it is. You know? All right, well, let's see what I want from you in today's pop quiz. All right, the first one is one I know we've looked at here. And it's a totally native way of saying that something is broken. I think you would translate it as dando problemillas. Okay? Está dando problemas. No funciona bien, como debe. Which is another thing. Technology is great when it works. An iPhone without any battery in it or without an internet connection is basically a brick. Un ladrillo. So, the first one, use it in context. Dañado, estropeado, dando problemillas. The next one, a la vanguardia. There are many ways to say this. Let's see which ones you know. Use it in context. A la vanguardia. Okay, lo último, you also say. All right, and the last one, I want to take a look at the verbs enchufar and desenchufar. Use them in context, really easy. Enchúfalo y luego desenchúfalo, right? So the first one, está dando problemas, está fallando, no funciona bien. We're looking for a totally native way to express that. The second one, a la vanguardia, lo último. And the third one, enchufar y desenchufar. Those are your three challenges in today's pop quiz. Again, they're coming straight out of English Everywhere. I know many of you have that book, so who knows? You might even be able to take a look at it. Well, if you want to, it's chapter 18. O sea, toda esa información viene en el capítulo 18 de mi primer libro, English Everywhere. All right, good luck. Also, let me give you today's Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you now for the second time, well, really third. So remember, I'm giving you the whole thing for the context, okay? But really, the only text that you have to give me is up until the point where the person says the word end. O sea, donde dice termina, pues es donde terminamos. Okay, here it is for the second/third time.
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end
What was your bargain?
to get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in the world we can't see.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. but I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports, but I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damián, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Baugantienda.com.
It's the shit. That's right, folks. This book is the shit. You've also got English Everywhere, which we're taking a look at in today's pop quiz. I see we've got a lot of people participating, which is wonderful news. Awesome. All right, a couple things I wanted to highlight. As always, there are things that I like to highlight from the audio we listen to, things that I think you should know, que deberías conocer. All right, informatics, IT, ya lo hemos oído, right? Creo que ahora ya sé, pero al principio la gente decía, I work in informatics. I work in IT. I also use the expression, it's here to stay. I think you say the same, no, ha llegado a quedarse, o sea, no se va a ningún sitio. Okay, it's here to stay. It's ubiquitous, okay? I also said, in this day and age. That's another way of saying en los tiempos que corren, hoy en día, right? In this day and age. Also, storage. I'm sure many of you know the word storage, almacenamiento, pues de ahí sacamos el verbo, to store, right? And it doesn't just, this is not something that's only used in the IT world, right? This is something that we use, well, in New York City, apartments are really small. So a lot of people have storage spaces that they rent, que alquilan, ¿no? Un trastero para almacenar, where they can store their things. I know you know the word store, es tienda, pues también significa almacenar. Also, we looked at the other day, the word cargar y descargar. Now, if we're talking on the internet, we download and we upload. If we're talking about a truck, we load or unload. Otra vez, son palabras que, bueno, han cambiado o han llegado a tener otro significado, like the word post. I posted it. Eso es mandar por correo, right? To mail something. Now, to post is ponerlo en tu muro, your wall, which also has a different meaning, right? So I also said we've reached the point of no return. The point of no return, no hay vuelta atrás. The point of no return. I used also that we are reliant on technology. Dependemos de ello. We are reliant on it, right? In fact, a lot of people have lost the ability to apply critical thinking, IMO, in my opinion, right? Well, I'll just look it up. Well, no, use your brain a little bit. If you don't use it, it's like everything. It gets dusty. Se llena de polvo. So yeah, a cell phone is great, a smartphone is great, but the moment it's making you into a zombie, is that great? No, not at all. In fact, I make a conscious effort on the weekends, especially when I don't really need my phone, to put it away. Guárdalo. I don't even want to look at it. You know, computer screen, same thing. Same thing. In fact, I think that's where the popularity of podcasts come from, right? Because a lot of people, you're sitting in front of a screen all day working. So the last thing you want to do is go home, sit on the sofa, and sit in front of another screen. Your eyes don't need that. We all know that. In fact, my eyes beg me, okay, enough screens today. That's it. So the last thing I want to do is look at another screen. Sure, back in the day when television was invented, people had manual jobs. You worked in a factory. You were a plumber. You know, there were different. You weren't sitting in front of a screen all day. So the need to be entertained, you know, you'd go home and say, okay, awesome. Now I'm going to sit in front of a screen and relax. But now the paradigma, you say, the paradigm has shifted. Se ha movido, okay? We also looked at, fíjate, roaming. Dije en el audio, oh, when I go to another country and I'm roaming. Well, not in Europe, not anymore. I remember once in the French Alps, in los Alpes franceses, I don't know what I did. I had a BlackBerry and I started looking at Facebook and this and that. And I got a bill, una factura, for like, I think it was like 600 euros. And I was like, oh my God, that was more expensive than my airline ticket, no, mi billete de vuelo, the ski passes, vosotros decís forfait, and all the food I ate. And I was like, oh boy, lesson learned. And also the word roam, as you know, is deambular, right? One of my favorite things when I go to a new city is I like to roam around. Hay una canción también, los B-52s. Roam if you want to, roam around the world. Y sí, es un homófono para Roma. So I like to roam around Rome. Who doesn't? It's a living, breathing museum. And another word I wanted to highlight was user-friendly. Fácil de usar, no es complicado. Okay, will somebody please talk to Renfe and all the government websites and explain to them what user-friendly means? Okay, porque no lo han pillado todavía eso. Tanta inversión, so much investment in IT, and not one of the government pages, ministro de tal, works well, in my opinion. And I'm no expert, but if I don't get it, and I've been to hundreds and thousands of websites, and I don't get how it works, just imagine grandma and grandpa, how confusing it must be for them, right? Who they grew up in an analog world. I grew up in an analog world. In fact, my generation and those of you who are around my age, we're the last ones who know what it's like to live in an analog world. And I love it. That's why I have 250 records, vinilos. Yeah. I love, again, I think also this is what's happening now. There's a backlash to the digital, even AI, everyone, AI, shut up. Enough. Okay, it's there. It's great. It's fine. Enough. And in fact, the only thing they're doing is making people hate it, right? There's always that, people hype things up so much. And yeah, like everything, it's a tool. But now it's become like a buzzword. And yeah, okay. But we all know what happens to buzzwords. They come in and then they go out of style. So I get it. It's amazing new technology. It's growing, but everybody's getting really sick of the AI slop bazofia, right? De hecho, búscalo, es un término muy popular hoy en día. The internet is full of AI slop. So people are yearning, ansiando for real interaction, right? So that's my view on AI. Talk to a person. Believe me, you'll have a better conversation with a person than a machine that's just guessing, because the machine doesn't think. It's just guessing what the next word could be. But if you give it like a very literal or non-literal thing, you'll throw it off. Whereas a human being will say, okay, yeah, I get it. There's irony. Hay ironía en lo que dices. So is it a good thing? Sure. All technology is great, if it helps make our lives easier. However, like everything, the application is the key, right? So, all right. Excellent job. I see so many people here participating. Let's see who's with us in our virtual chat room. There's Elena tuning in from Galicia, one of my favorite places in Spain. And she says, hello, everybody. Here, front row center, not to miss a beat. Te llevas un totally native. Front row center. Listo, a pie del cañón. Es una forma de decir, aquí estoy en primera fila con muchas ganas en el centro. And to not miss a beat es no perderte ni una, ¿no? Para no perder nada. To not miss a beat. Great, Elena. You're off to a great start. Has empezado con buen pie. There's Chris Valrol checking in, fichando. She says, hi there, show with no namers. I can't participate today. Oh, shucks. She says, well, aside from question of the week, I'll miss you. Have a blast, guys. Ditto. Ditto es lo mismo te digo. D-I-T-T-O. Ditto. We'll miss you, but you will be here with us in spirit, and we're going to hear from you in the question of the week. There's lovely Laura. She says, good morning, lovely show with no namers. Here we are again with bells on. Totally native with bells on, con muchas ganas. Let's get the party started. I love it, Laura. That's the right attitude. Let's see. Elena says, the more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. Because your friends are my friends and my friends are your friends. Awesome. Absolutely. That's exactly what the Vaughn Radio Trivia Night is all about. Also, Elena says, by the way, thanks to Born to Iron Man for holding down the fort yesterday. He kicked butt. Wow. Elena, estás on fire, oye. To hold down the fort. Cubrir, no? Don't worry, guys. Go do what you have to do. I'll hold down the fort. Yo me encargo de la fuerte, ¿no? Del campamento, ¿no? Es una forma de decir reemplazar, encargarte mientras hay una ausencia. So great. Wow. Elena, you are on fire today. Also, Elena says, referring to today's Say What soundbite, she says, the hoarse voice. Yeah, a hoarse, afónico, right? Raspy, hoarse. The hoarse voice of an American male coming clean. Qué buena expresión. Otro. Confesando. Coming clean on accepting a bargain with a so-called chief commander back in the day. Absolutely. Let's put it this way. This person made a deal with the devil. Okay? This person made a pact or a deal with the devil. Un trato con el demonio. That's exactly what's happening there. All right. Excellent, Elena. Great ear. And you got the main idea. There's Laura. She says, I heard the deep voice of an American man who's being interviewed. He's talking about destiny and how he made a bargain with it. Perfecto. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's take a look over here. We've also got Elena participating in today's pop quiz. And she says, the computer is acting up, isn't it? Perfecto. Portándose mal. O sea, lo podemos decir también de una persona. Little Johnny has been acting up, portándose mal. But we also use it with technology. Great one, Elena. It's not the one I had in mind, but it works. The computer is acting up, isn't it? Then she says, we need a cutting-edge computer. which is easy to plug in and unplug. Perfecto. Cutting edge. A la vanguardia. Right? Al filo, piénsalo, the cutting edge. So that's right. To be on the cutting edge, y lo usamos también como adjetivo. We need a cutting edge computer, which is easy to plug in and unplug. So plug in, enchufar, and to unplug, desenchufar. There's German. German says, hello, beautiful people. Hello, German. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's see. There's Laura. She says, I'm afraid my cell phone is on its last legs. Muy bien. Está, vamos, que no aguanta mucho más. I've tried to plug it in and unplug it, but the battery won't charge. I'll need a state-of-the-art new one. Toma. So cutting edge, state-of-the-art. Both of those are ways to say algo que está a la vanguardia. Lo último. Excellent job, ladies. All right, let's see. German. He says, my computer is acting up. I hope it doesn't go kaput soon. I love it. And then he says, your state-of-the-art technology might be obsolete in less than a year. And the last one, if you plug in your cell phone, make sure to unplug it soon. Great. Wow. And Elena, oh my God, Elena and Laura have both figured out, es increíble, ¿eh? Sois unas cracks. They have both figured out today's Say What soundbite. Wow. And they got all of it, not just the piece that I asked for. So wow, incredible. Absolutely incredible that you were able to get it all, because the person's not exactly speaking very clearly. I got a busy with the devil. Wow, ladies, unbelievable. You nailed it. So, and you weren't censored by YouTube, even though we're talking about making deals with the devil, selling your soul to the devil, like Robert Johnson. You know the story of Robert Johnson, a famous blues artist who wasn't very talented. Then he disappeared for a while, and supposedly he met the devil at a crossroads. I've been there, in Clarksdale, Mississippi. And supposedly he came back and he was extremely talented as a singer and as a guitarist. And that's the story of Robert Johnson. But it's a classic story in blues and obviously rock and roll as well. So excellent. Wow, ladies, I was not expecting anyone to get it that fast. You have totally impressed me. All right, let me give you another challenge now before we head to our next commercial break. It's a section we call Homophones on the Show with No Name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
The show with no name. And yes, Born to Iron Man says, hi, friends. Better late than never. Wow, the whole gang is here. Está toda la pandilla, está todo el grupito. Great to see you all. And wow, we still have many, many things to cover. So let's take a look at our homophone section. This is where, as I say, I give you guys some words, and I want to know, A, what the words are and if they sound exactly the same or not. Now, the first word I already said. It's another way of saying padres. Es gente y padres. Okay? So si dices, mis padres son buena gente, eso es un double trouble. Ya. Pues esa palabra también es un tipo de música folclórica. Ok. Ok, pero con ese, porque estamos hablando de mis padres. Gente, que es plural. So, gente, padres, okay? También es gente, pero gente como, hola, gente, ¿qué tal? Mi gente, okay? So that is number one, okay? Now, the second word is a French word that we use in English, okay? And it means falso, de imitación, okay? Now, if we add the word pas, que se escribe P-A-S, porque es francés, no se pronuncia la S, es un paso en falso, una metedura de pata. Okay? So it's the French word for falso de imitación. Okay? It's a word I'm pretty sure we've seen before. The first word we've definitely seen here on the show. So, A, what are these words? And B, do they sound exactly the same? The first one, gente, padres. The second one is falso de imitación. Folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, I'll give you the Say What soundbite for the third time. We'll take a look at these homophones, and then we're going to hear from some of you in our question of the week. Also, Double Trouble, Name That Movie, Name That Lyric, Famous Birthdays. Man, we've got a lot of stuff to do here on the Show with No Name. So, stick around. Welcome back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second half of today's Show with No Name. Can you believe we flew through the first hour so quickly? Hey, it's true. Time flies when you're having fun. And thank you for having fun with me every day here on the show. Remember, if you can't catch the show live, you can always download the podcast on your favorite podcast platform. The show is on the air from 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. But again, listen whenever you want. That's the beauty of podcasts. Okay, one day I can at 8, but the next day I can't. Such is life. Así es la vida. But you never have to miss a beat, as Elena said. No te tienes que perder ni una. Whether it's this show, or the Pro Bow show, or No Excuses with Fitz, Speaking with Confidence with Ale, The Salad with Dave Boyce, Let's Get Random with Jules Linares, The Hour to Empower with Jessica Fernandez, The Lunchtime Show with our Trivia Night hosts, Rob and Andy. We'll see you folks on the 5th of May, right after the long weekend. It'll be a great way to reconnect. And as I said, I'll be there. I've already made the necessary arrangements. I'll be there by hook or by crook, como sea. I wouldn't miss it for anything in the world, as we say. All right, folks, let's listen to our Say What soundbite here. As I said before, it's somebody who's talking about a deal they made with the devil to get where they are. So obviously the person's extremely famous and the person's admitting, saying, hey, I can't stop, because the interviewer says, well, have you ever thought about stopping? And he said, I can't. I made a deal. And he said, with the, he says, the commander in chief. And he says, up there? He goes, no, of everywhere. And, well, he's trying to say the devil. He made a deal with the devil. Wow. Oh, boy. That sounds pretty scary. I don't know if I would trade fame for making a deal with the devil. But hey, this guy did. All right, here it is for the third time.
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end
What was your bargain?
to get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in the world we can't see.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com.
That's right, folks. If you want information about our master's programs, about our summer camps, about our one-to-one classes, whatever you're interested in finding out more about, you can go to our website, grupovon.com, and somebody will contact you, especially if you if you say, hey, can you contact me? I have a couple questions. Also, there's no substitute, as we said, for that in-person interaction. So feel free as well to stop by if you're in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, or Santander. And we'd love to meet you. Nos encantaría conoceros. All right, let's go on over here to our homophones. Now, I've got a few people participating. Elena gives us the correct words, and she says, I'd say they're not homophones. Laura agrees. Born to Iron Man agrees, and Germán. So 4 super students are telling me, no me la has colado. No, para nada, tío. All right, well, as we always do, we sort this out by saying it. ¿No? Lo solucionamos diciendo las palabras, y en ese momento sabrás en un segundo si son homófonos o no. All right, the first word, folks. Aquí tenéis que repetir en voz alta conmigo. Folks. Hey, folks. La frase que dije antes, my folks are nice folks. No, mis padres son buena gente. My folks are nice folks. We also said folk music. La L es muda, folks. No, como en talk, walk. Walk with me and talk with me, folks. ¿Has oído alguna L? Pues hay 3 en esa frase. ¿Ok? Y no he dicho ni una. So dilo conmigo, folks. Cuidado, not fox. Folks. And the second word, foe. Foe. Esa X es muda. Ahora, yo no sé si lo pronuncio a la francesa. Te estoy diciendo cómo lo pronunciamos a la inglesa. Right? So, foe. A faux pas. Un paso en falso. Right? Is that faux fur? Eso es piel o pelaje falso, ¿no? De imitación. So, faux. The first word, folks. Voy a decir, a mis padres no les gustan las cosas artificiales. My parents don't like things that are faux. Faux. They are not homophones. Excellent job, Elena, Laura. Born to Iron Man and German. All right, it's time to hear from your fellow students in our weekly speaking section, Question of the Week.
Question of the week.
All right, this week's question: what never fails to brighten your day? ¿Qué es algo que siempre te puede alegrar el día? First up, we're going to hear from Alberto.
Hello, Showing No Namers.
Hello.
This is Alberto speaking again. It's a pleasure to take part in this section.
Thank you.
With any further ado, I'm going to answer the question of this week.
Without any further ado. Muy bien. Without any further ado, sin más.
What always makes my day better is sticking to some of my daily routines.
Absolutely. Routines are important.
These simple, low-effort habits reset my mood and provide a sense of calm. First thing in the morning, I usually drive to work listening to some rock music.
First thing in the morning, a primera hora. Buenísima la expresión.
That keeps me awake and ready to rock for the rest of the day.
Music is the key, buddy.
After that, the second step is having a cup of joe on my own
A cup of joe, una taza de café.
while listening to Bowen podcasts, which really makes me feel happy as Larry.
Oh, to be as happy as Larry, contentísimo.
The third step is doing some stretching exercises
Ooh, good.
before starting my classes. They provide me an outstanding feeling of relaxation.
Sure.
And finally, in the evening, I go for a walk with my wife,
Ooh,
feeling the sun on my face these spring days. All these little things always never fail me to make my day. This is all for this week. Hope you have a pleasant weekend. Bye.
excellent job, Alberto. Wonderful habits. Listening to music, learning English with Vaughn. That walk with your wife is not just good for you; it's good for well, both of you, right? The couple. ¿No? Acuérdate esto. Muchos se equivocan aquí. Couple son los dos. Partner es uno. Okay, porque nunca decimos my couple. No, my partner and I are a couple. Wow, Alberto, very inspirational. And yeah, it's true. These little habits, these little things that you do that really make or break your day. Excellent job. Let's hear from Alfonso.
Hi, Alberto. Alfonso here.
Hello.
I think I speak for many when I say that the thing that makes my day and the best moment of the month is when the paycheck finally lands in the bank account.
La nómina.
For a brief, glorious moment, I feel rich. Then, 24 hours later, after bills, mortgage, and everything else, I'm back to reality, wondering where it all went.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, can't wait for the next week's question. Have a great weekend, everyone.
All right. Yeah. Payday. El día que se paga, que recibes la nómina. Oh, yeah. Hey, that'll always put a smile on your face, won't it? All right. Excellent job, Alberto and Alfonso. Next up, one of our superstars who's been participating regularly in 2026, Born to Iron Man.
What's up, buddies? This is BTI.
What's up?
BTI speaking. What makes my day better?
Yeah.
Living in the south inland of Valencia makes my day better in so many ways.
Mhm.
Surrounded by things that give me energy, sunshine, mountains, and the Mediterranean lifestyle, of course.
I love how you said mountains. No sabes la cantidad de gente que dice mountains. Perfecto. Mountains and the Mediterranean lifestyle. Gotta love it.
The weather invites me outdoors almost every day, and
Excellent.
that changes everything. You know, I love cycling through beautiful roads, running in the fresh air, and swimming in a quiet dam. These things don't feel like exercise. They feel like freedom. But it's not only nature and sport. It's also the people, the warmth.
Nature, right? La naturaleza. So natural es el adjetivo, nature es el sustantivo. Yeah, there's nothing like some fresh air and the great outdoors. That's why one of the reasons I don't live in the city anymore. As many of you know, I don't live in Madrid capital. Okay. I live in a little town where it smells like pine and you hear birds chirping. And that's my salvation, honestly.
And the sense of connection, love, friendship, family, and
Family, not family, right?
sharing simple moments makes life richer.
Absolutely.
For me, what makes my day better is this combination of movement, great
Nature.
weather, and being in a place that inspires me to enjoy life every single day. Ciao, friends.
Excellent. Yeah. It sounds like you lead a healthy life. And when I mean healthy, I mean the food you eat, the people you surround yourself with, the fact that you spend a lot of time outdoors. And that explains why you are in tip-top shape, right? If you guys have seen a photo of Born to Iron Man, I mean, he would never do it, but if he wanted to, he could kick your ass. Because he's a good guy, but don't mess with him. Because, man, he's a tough guy. He is well, of course, if you spend your days, cycling and challenging yourself physically, all while getting fresh air and that sunshine on your face, well, of course, you're going to feel healthy and your relationships will be healthy. So what I'm seeing here in general from all of you is, in the end, it's about healthy habits. It's about incorporating these little things. Okay, I take a walk. I don't spend too much time looking at my phone or at my screen, because we all know, well, as we just talked about in the IT section of English Everywhere, it's great, like everything, but there's got to be some balance in there. So, wow, guys, really good. I mean, I knew you guys were balanced people, gente equilibrada, but wow, really good to see the healthy habits that you have all created. All right, who's next? Our ball of energy. You know who she is. In fact, it's awesome because she has been participating in this section since the beginning. And now her husband participates as well. So first up, ladies first, we're going to hear from Cristina, Chicago.
Good morning, Alberto. I know you miss me.
Of
so that's
course.
why
Of
I'm
course.
texting you again. So this is Christina, Chicago. It's 6:30 a.m.
She's a monster. 6:30 a.m. and that energy.
Monday. I didn't forget you. You're always on my mind. But the last topic, I didn't have like too much to say.
You are always on my mind. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
But last Friday, I saw that my husband, sent a message, and I was like, "What? What the heck? This is a competition now."
Well, you've inspired him. You inspired Juan Lu to participate as well, which for me, it's beautiful to have a beautiful couple, excellent people from Spain living in Chicago, and you're an active part of this show every week. So thanks to you, Chris, and to Juan Lu as well.
So for the question of this week, what is the best thing, when I do, when I wake up, or for the rest of the day, to be happy? So you know that I'm an early bird, so I wake up at 5 a.m.
I'm an early bird, soy madrugadora.
We start classes at 7:25. So before the classes, I always go for a walk, right?
Walking. Let's not underestimate. That's one thing that the Spanish people have figured out. Hay que pasearse.
Now, if I can, I go outside, but it depends on the weather. So it depends.
Yeah. Also, Born to Iron Man's like, oh, I go out every day. It's beautiful. I live in Valencia. Chicago, you can't go out every day, especially in the dead of winter. You'll die. You'll look like Jack Nicholson in The Shining when he's frozen.
But otherwise, I go in the gym, and so I just walk, listen to my music, usually like Latin music.
Oh, cool.
Then I go like, and that cheers me up.
It cheers you up. It's upbeat, no? Que te da subidón. It's upbeat, alegre.
And then if I'm on vacations, I like to play pickleball.
Just be careful. On vacation. No coge ese. If I'm on vacation,
with my friends.
pickleball.
The rest of the day will be like very smooth, with a good attitude. So I highly recommend, to do something active, like to keep you in shape and to forget, start, the day, with good vibes, So, okay. So thank you so much. Love you. I love all the Show with No Names listeners. Bye.
Wow. You guys, you're an inspiration. A total inspiration to me. So you're saying every day, Alberto, you inspire us to learn English. Well, you guys are inspiring me to have healthy habits. And I do. In general, I do. But as always, we can always improve. Evolve. Wow. I knew you guys were awesome. I knew it. But today you're proving it once again, not just with your English, but with the way you lead your lives. To lead is vivir, right? You can say live or lead. So the lives you lead are excellent. It's great. And no wonder, no es una sorpresa. It's no wonder that you guys are healthy people in general. And wow, I'm impressed and inspired. All right, up next, we've got a student who inspires us every day here on the show. It's Chris Valrol.
Hi, Show with the Namers. Chris Valrol speaking.
What's up?
There are tons of things that can make my day better. Whatever that has to do with exercising, meditation, music, sewing, English, nature, spending time with loved ones.
Let's take a look at that word again. Nature.
Learning, surprises like bumping into a friend. As it happens, yesterday I ran into my sewing teacher.
As it happens, da la casualidad. Great expression. I ran into, tope con.
And we shot the breeze a little bit.
To shoot the breeze es estar de palique. Wow, Chris, totally native.
A rehearsal with my choir makes my Fridays great.
Choir, right? Choir. De hecho, me escribió Chris después. Dijo, he dicho choir mal, pero bueno, no lo voy a grabar de nuevo. Choir. Ella lo sabe, pero lo digo por vosotros. Chorus, choir. Esa CH en ambos casos es una K.
And another thing that I love is arriving home and finding that my significant other
Alberto
has cooked a Spanish omelette. Yummy. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Excellent, folks. Yeah, hobbies. I believe that. Your hobbies keep you alive. They give you a reason, to keep growing, just like English. As I say, we've got a lot of elderly people who tune in, and they've told me, many of them, Alberto, I have no need for English in my life. I've been retired for 15, 20 years, but I do it to keep my mind active. And that, in the end, it's a mirror. If you keep your body active, your mind will be active. We all know mind, body, and spirit are connected. And nobody knows that more than Elena.
Hi, this is Elena here. What really brightens my day is something really unexpected and simple that I want to believe God kind of sent me. A couple of months ago, I took in a stray cat and named him Spotify.
A stray cat, un gato callejero.
Slowly, I
Spotify.
became fond of him. So I'd say the highlight of my day is when he comes and sits on my lap or simply rubs his head gently against my legs or my arms.
Yeah, pets are incredible.
He sometimes jumps on my bed to greet me, and that really makes my day. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Absolutely.
Ciao.
Pets. My God. I mean, we even know pets are used as therapy. I remember a girl I knew, her mom had MS, multiple sclerosis, MS. And she got a dog. That dog changed her life. That dog gave her a reason. All of a sudden, she was able to move a little more. No, I got to feed the dog. Excuse me, I'm going to do this. And it made me realize the power of taking care of a pet and that a pet that relies on you. So, yes, absolutely. These are wonderful answers, and we still have to hear from some other students. But before we hit our next commercial break, let me give you another challenge. It's today's Double Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is.
Give it up. Double. Come on, baby.
Double trouble.
Come on.
I said double. Double trouble. Double. Double trouble. I said double. Double trouble.
That's right, folks. It is Double Trouble. Also checking in, Daniel. What's up, Daniel? He says, great guy, Alberto Alonso. I've been following him since ages, mejor, for ages, durante siglos. Thank you. Thank you very much, Daniel. And thanks to all of you. Again, you know what always makes my day? Okay, a hug from my daughter. That is the best drug in the world, the best dopamine hit you could ever get, right? When your daughter says, Daddy, I love you, and gives you a big hug, I wouldn't change that for anything in the world. But a close second is you guys, your energy, your comments, your sincerity. It's beautiful, the way you encourage each other. So thank you. You guys brighten my day. And I swear, lo juro. All right, but you still have to do today's Double Trouble. All right, but the only thing is it's a double trouble. ¿Qué? Yeah, tienes que usar dos pares de palabras. So take, eat, por ejemplo. Here we go. Él lleva años en la cárcel. ¿Ok? Él lleva años en la cárcel. No es gran cosa que perdió su casa. Pero, lo cambio. Pero perdió su casa. Te lo doy de nuevo. Él lleva años en la cárcel. ¿Ok? No es gran cosa, pero perdió su casa. All right? You've got to use two sets of words twice. Okay, so time, go, por ejemplo. All right? Él lleva años en la cárcel. No es gran cosa, pero perdió su casa. That is your double trouble. We'll take a look at that and much more in the fourth and final part of today's show, where we're going to hear from Anix, Nuria, Juanlu Chicago, Marisol, Laura. Plus, we've got Name That Movie, famous birthdays, and much more up ahead. So, stick around. Welcome back. Welcome back, folks. This is the fourth and final part of today's show with no name. Thanks to all of you who join us daily here on the show. And remember, if you love Vaughn Radio, spread the word. Difunde la palabra. Tell people that there's a fun, exciting, free way to learn English. And you know what? You're the proof. Sois la prueba. When they hear you, or they see you understanding everything from a series, a movie, or a political speech, they're going to say, how the hell did you know that? Like Vaughn Radio. Have you heard of Vaughn Radio? So, my amigos, you are our ambassadors. Es verdad, sois nuestros embajadores. I can say with 100% certainty that you guys are in a different class. You're playing in a different league than the average English speaker in Spain. I know it. Again, from over 20 years experience, I've seen it all. I've heard it all. And you guys are definitely in that top 5, top 10 percentile. That's awesome. Congrats. Enhorabuena. Because, yeah, we help, but it's up to you to do the work. I can't force the English into you. In fact, nada funciona así a la fuerza, no? That's why we try and make it exciting, interactive. Not just here, on all the programs on Vaughn Radio. All right, we're going to kick things off with the last listen of our Say What soundbite. But as I said, Laura and Elena have already figured it out. So excellent job there. All right, let me give you the Say What soundbite then. Here it is for the fourth and final time.
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in the world we can't see.
Me pregunta el del chiringuito si quiero hacer kitesurf o wakeboard, o si prefiero tomarme un bitter cass antes. Me acaba de decir 5 palabras en inglés. Kite, que significa cometa. Surf, que es obviamente hacer surf, pero también significa oleaje. Wake, que es estela, en este caso la estela del barco. Board es tabla y bitter es amargo. Y justo antes, cuando le pregunté si hablaba inglés, me dijo, ¡pero patatero! Sabemos mucho más inglés de lo que creemos. Solo nos falta asimilarlo y situarlo. Aprende a aprender inglés en cualquier lugar con This Book is the Milk y su secuela, This Book is the Milk 2. Te enseñaremos cómo enfocar el inglés, aprovechando todo el inglés que tenemos alrededor y de una manera divertida y adictiva. The Remilk ahora se llama This Book is the Milk 2 y viene con audio y nueva portada. Descúbrelos ya en vaughantienda.com.
That's right, folks. It's vaughantienda.com. You can stop by the website or you can stop by in person in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, or Santander. We'd love to meet you. All right, let's take a look over here. I've got the ladies taking a stab at today's double trouble. And Elena says, my try. It's not a double trouble, though. Okay, well, do the best you can. As always, that's all anyone can ask for in life. Okay. He's been in prison for years. It's nothing to write home about, but he lost his home. All right, great effort. Lleva años en la cárcel. No es para tirar cohetes. It's nothing to write home about. No es una gran cosa. But he lost his home. I like it, but it's not the one I was looking for. But great effort, Elena. Let's see, Laura. Laura and Elena are on fire today. Well, all of you, but Laura and Elena leading the charge. All right. Laura says, not a double trouble for me either. All right, well, let's see. He's been in the jailhouse for years. It's not a great deal that he's lost his house. Okay, all right. German, he went to a house of correction for years. It's no biggie, but he went poor and lost his house. All right, again, guys, wonderful effort. Here's what I have. All right, so the first part, he's been in the big house for years. The big house is another way of saying jail. So he's been in the big house for years. Lleva años en la cárcel. It's no big deal. No es gran cosa. No es para tanto. It's no big deal, but he lost his house. Ahí tienes la palabra big dos veces y la palabra house dos veces. All right? So excellent effort. Again, this was a really difficult one because it wasn't a double trouble. It was a double trouble. So he's been in the big house for years. La cárcel. It's no big deal. No es para tanto. No es gran cosa. But he lost his house. All right. Awesome job. I'll tell you what, we've got to listen to some more question of the week participation here. And up next, we've got Anix.
Hey there, this is Anix.
Hello.
Something that never fails to make my day better is my dog's face when I arrive at home.
Mm-hmm.
Her tail wagging, her genuine happiness.
Oh, yeah. Me encanta también, has dicho, her tail wagging. A dog doesn't move its tail, it wags its tail. Great.
She's really, really happy
That unconditional love, como lo llamamos.
to see me. It makes my day better, absolutely. Even after a rough day, when I see her, it's better. Everything improves. Okay, guys, bye-bye.
Excellent. Like Elena, a pet. I mean, there's nothing like a pet that just loves you. It doesn't matter what your hair looks like that day. You might be having a bad hair day, como decimos. Un día con donde no, el pelo no va como quieres. No. También es un mal día. It's another way of saying un mal día. You're having a bad hair day. Dog doesn't care. The cat doesn't care. They love you unconditionally. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I know it as somebody who has grown up. And even now, I have a pet. I have a crazy cat. And he makes my day, too. When he's really funny. He is definitely a character, un personaje. All right, speaking of characters, up next, we've got Nuria.
Morning, Alberto.
Hello.
Shall we not namers? This is Nuria once again. Well, let's get down to business.
Vamos al lío. Let's get down to business.
As for this week's question, I'd like to put my 2 cents here and say
I'd like to put in my 2 cents, mi granito de arena.
that if there's something that always makes my day better, is taking my time to have my breakfast.
Oh, wow, that's true, Nuria. You see, you can't underestimate it. Sometimes, and what I've noticed is for all of us, it's the simple things. It's not, oh, if I have a Ferrari, my day gets better. No. If I take a walk with my wife, when my dog wags her tail, and when I come in the door, enjoying my breakfast without rushing out the door. That's how you know you're on vacation, by the way. Because even if you wake up early on vacation, if you can take your time having breakfast, that means it's a good day. Absolutely, Nuria. Those simple things.
You know, that tasty coffee with my toast. Then getting ready for work, enjoying the fresh air on my morning walk.
All of you have one thing in common. You all love to be outdoors and getting fresh air and taking walks. Eso es muy español y me parece lo más. In fact, that's why I think the generations, our grandparents, lived until they were 90 something, because they weren't sitting around looking at a screen all day. They would walk everywhere. Even, Sunday. Oh, it's Sunday. Let's go for a walk. I think it's beautiful.
And last but not least, putting my best foot forward.
Putting my best foot forward, haciendo un esfuerzo, haciendo lo mejor que pueda. Excellent, Nuria.
To make sure the people around me feel comfortable and happy every single day.
We do.
That always makes my day really better, making the most of every moment. That's all for now. Take care, amigos. Thank you.
Well, Nuria, you do that to us. You always brighten our day, hearing your voice, your sincerity. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I thank you for participating. Great answer. Yeah, being able to have a long, extended breakfast and not rushing, that's amazing. Again, that for me is better than a Ferrari. Why? I hate cars. I don't like cars. Firstly, breakfast, I love. All right, we're going to hear from Juan Lu. And Juan Lu is sending us a message from Chicago. In fact, there's healthy competición, pero sana, between Juan Lu and Cristina Chicago. So let's hear from Juan Lu.
Hey, Alberto, this is Juan Lu from Chicago.
What's up?
What makes my day better is continuing doing my daily routines.
Mm-hmm.
You know that I live in Chicagoland area, and winters here are really cold.
That's an understatement. Te quedas corto. They're really cold. They're freezing.
Snowy and extremely windy.
Yeah.
But in spite of all of that, I commute with my fat tire bicycle to school every single day.
Wow. So he commutes, se desplaza en bici todos los días. Doesn't matter if it's the dead of winter. That's dedication, Juan Lu.
It is a challenge for me, but I try to do even though the temperatures. First, I get dressed with a heavy coat, mittens, and snow pants,
Mittens, manoplas, right? Los guantes que no tienen los dedos.
boots, everything. Then I ride my bicycle. The average temperature here is around 20 degrees in winter. But sometimes, the temperatures are below 0 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, guys, he's not talking about 20 Celsius. He's talking about 20 Fahrenheit. Do the math.
When I arrive, I have to change my clothes, do some stretching, and I'm ready to start my day and rock my day with a lot of energy. When you ride through 0 Fahrenheit, every other challenge feels warm. Bye.
Absolutely. There's something about cold air. It wakes you up, right? As you say in Spanish, me encanta la frase, te quita la tontería del cuerpo, ¿no? Un poco de agua fría o aire fresca así. And it's true. It's true. Wow, you guys are some of the healthiest people I know. Excellent. Not only are you doing a great job with your English, but you're all explaining yourselves beautifully. Next up, we've got Marisol.
Hi, it's Marisol.
Hello.
Long time without participating
Yeah.
in the question of the week.
We know.
In fact, I was in Ireland for holidays.
Ooh.
And actually, this is one of the things that makes my days better. Knowing that I still have friends there who are away of being whiny or clinchy, and I can contact with them regularly.
Okay, whiny or clinchy. Yeah, whiny, lloricas, clinchy como muy pegados a ti. And yeah, they sound like good friends because nobody likes whiny people.
I'm glad to still get in touch of different cultures.
Oh yeah, and not contact with them. To contact them or to get in touch, como acabas de decir. To contact them or to get in touch with them.
And different thoughts from around the world. Although the weather isn't so good. Most of the time it's drizzling, raining, pouring, lashing.
Drizzling, chirimiri, drizzling.
Anyway, I'm pleased in Spain too. enjoying the good weather, good food, able to run outside, and of course, eating good chocolate always makes my day better. Greetings to our show with no namers. Bye.
Yeah, there's nothing like a meeting with old friends, no? A get together, una quedada con viejos amigos. It's awesome. That'll make your year, that'll make your month. So excellent. Wow, wow, and wow. All right, we've got one more person left. So I'll say it last, but definitely not least, lovely Laura.
Hey guys,
What's
it's
up?
Laura. Long time no talk. There are quite a few things that can make my day better, such as a hug from my husband and my children,
Oh,
or
hugs.
talking to my parents
Definitely.
and brothers, hearing from a friend, smelling the coffee in the morning, looking at the sunny skies, at the trees, hearing the birds chirp.
Nothing like it.
Listening to music, doing Pilates. But there's something that never fails to improve my day, and that's listening to the show with no name.
Oh.
Really, I'm not trying to suck up to Double
No,
A,
I don't think you are.
our
You're
dear teacher.
You're a sincere person.
It's the truth. Listening to the show always makes me
Thank
feel
you.
happier, more energetic. And if I can participate live and interact with my fellow students, then it's the cherry on top. Bye, guys.
Excellent. La Guinda. What can I say? Thanks for making my day. All of you, thanks for your wonderful participation and keep up the great work. You guys are awesome. And it reminds me of, the simple things in life, those simple pleasures. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens. That's from a classic movie. Oh, speaking of movies, I think you know what time it is. Name that movie. Yes. All right, here we go, folks. Frank Drebin. Si sabes, if you know, you know. O sea, el momento que tú me dices Frank Drebin, I know exactly where we're going here. Frank Drebin comes out of retirement, jubilación, to help police squad infiltrate a gang of terrorists planning to detonate a bomb at the Academy Awards. I don't think anybody would complain about that these days. Sorry. Well, Hollywood has lost its luster, ¿no? Ha perdido un poco lo que le hacía bonito, right? So, Frank Drebin comes out of retirement, sale de la jubilación, to help police squad infiltrate a gang of terrorists planning to detonate a bomb at the Academy Awards. All right, let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen in the meantime, because we don't have much time. Ed says, there's only one way to find out where Rocco's going to strike next. ¿Dónde va a golpear? No, la próxima vez. We're going to have to send someone into Statesville prison. Tendremos que mandar a alguien a la prisión, Statesville. And Frank says, I'll do it. Me apunto, lo hago. And Ed says, Frank, I couldn't. No podría mandarte. I wouldn't feel right about that. No estoy bien con eso. If Rocco finds out you're a cop, you might end up dead. O sea, si te descubren, acabarás muerto. Puede que acabes muerto. You might end up dead. And Frank says, you might end up dead is my middle name. You might end up dead es como decimos, danger is my middle name. And then Ed says, well, what about Jane? ¿Y Jane? Su mujer, su novia. And he goes, oh, I don't know her middle name. But Ed, I need the action. I'm going inside the big house. Hey, you guys know the big house. La cárcel, la prisión, right? We just looked at it in our Double Trouble. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Elena. It's the Naked Gun, 33 1/3. O sea, la tercera parte de Agárralo Como Puedas. All right, we've got to move on, folks, because it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Famous birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, folks. It's famous birthdays. All right, number one, this actress and businesswoman was born today in 1945. She was married to Elvis Presley. Does that name ring a bell? She was married to him from 1967 to 1973. And, she was at the helm, a los mandos, of the company responsible for developing Graceland and turning it into a public attraction. Also, she's an actress. She played Jane Spencer in the Naked Gun franchise. Ooh, we just looked at that. Yeah. So she played Leslie Nielsen's character, Frank Drebin. She played his love interest, Jane. We just mentioned her. Jane Spencer. All right. And I think everybody knows who she is. Number two, this woman was born today in 1944, an American singer, songwriter, and actress. She has done so many songs. They call her the godmother of soul, de la música soul. And she's got If You Only Knew, Si Supieras, New Attitude, On My Own, vaya temazo, On My Own. Beautiful, beautiful song. Lady Marmalade, that's another great one as well. And she is one of those artists who has stood the test of time. Ha perdurado. And speaking of artists that have stood the test of time, his real name is Robert Zimmerman. He was born today in 1941, and he is kind of the king of American folk music. Folk, which eventually he plugged in his guitar. In fact, that was a very controversial moment. They said, wait, how can you plug in the guitar? He goes, yeah, I'm going to do rock and roll too. And he came up with this kind of folk rock music. And he sings like this, the times they are a-changing. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Robert Zimmerman, you know him. All right, number one is Priscilla Presley. Number two, Patti LaBelle, the godmother of soul. And number three, Bob Dylan. Yeah, that's right. His real name is Robert Allen Zimmerman, but we all know him as Bob Dylan. And that's going to bring us right into today's Say What soundbite. This is Bob Dylan talking about a deal he made with the devil. Yeah. I mean, he says it very clearly. He goes, I made a deal with the ruler of this world and the other world we can't see. And the guy was like, this guy's talking about the devil here. So the part that I wanted you to give me was, well, it goes back to that destiny thing. Pues volvemos a eso del destino. I made a bargain with it. Hice un trato con ello. You know, a long time ago, he says, hace mucho tiempo, I'm holding up my end. Estoy cumpliendo con mi parte. I'm holding up my end. So here he is, Bob Dylan.
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And on this earth, and then in the world we can't see.
All right. Excellent job, all of you. Elena, you got them. Great job. What can I say except keep up the great work, folks. I am honored to be your teacher, and it's such an amazing thing that destiny, fate, el destino, hablando de Bob Dylan aquí, brought us all together. So thank you. And we're going to say goodbye with an awesome song by birthday girl Patti LaBelle. The song is called New Attitude. Thank you so much, everybody, and stay tuned for more exciting English. Ciao for now. Come on, 1980s. We're going back. Those synthesizers. I love them.